everywhere I go. He's just staring at me.
He loves you.
I know.
So we've been talking about, and we never really had any, and we're probably not going to pursue any ambitions of doing any kind of podcast stuff, even though this kind of turns out to be that kind of thing. This is just two guys bullshitting, sometimes three. But we were talking about, okay, we're going to hold off on that. I can find a better way to say it. I'll cut that. Now I got it. I can't. See, we don't have the composure to do this. We don't have the composure to do a podcast.
Yes,
that's why we don't do this shit. People always egging us on to do it. It's like, who the fuck finds any enjoyment out of this?
People would, believe me.
There's people. I don't even find enjoyment out of it, and we're doing this thing. The time it takes to edit, smelling all your farts.
Listen, I'm just telling you, people would listen.
To what?
To nothing.
To a couple guys bullshit.
Just
right,
the
so
craziness.
anyways,
the day-to-day craziness. What? I want to go back to that kid.
All right. 3. So yesterday we were bullshitting and just talking to some people that we know. Were like, hey, maybe you guys should do a podcast or something. I've been hearing that since like 2016, 17. People are like, oh, you got to do a podcast. When we get back, we're going to do a podcast. And I never really wanted to. But the only thing that ever interested me was when we were bullshitting before. This is like maybe 3 years ago. And you were like, yeah, man, you should do a podcast. And I was like, what am I gonna talk about?
Mm-hmm.
All the people that die prematurely around here, all the idiots that like pass away before the age of 40 that end up in the obituaries because they're stupid and out on the street fucking around. So, you said, I believe, yes.
That's exactly what you should do.
Yes. So, I had a inclination to do something called Speak Ill of the Dead. And we were bullshitting about a kid yesterday that I used to blame when I would light dumpsters on fire. What's up, Schmidt? We had Jason Rosenberger, and Joe asked me whatever happened to that kid. And it's funny. His family got in a lottery pool with another friend of mine that lived like up in a door over.
Like where they give each other, like they give one person the money, they go buy the lottery tickets?
Yeah, they got in the lottery pool. It was like 5 different families. They bought I couldn't tell you how many hundreds of dollars they spent on it. But I think they hit, I don't know what the figure was. It was probably like 13 million was what the lottery was up to. Because they didn't have like Mega Millions or Powerball back then. Anyways, you take the lump sum or whatever that is.
Right.
Whatever off the top, we'll just say cut it in half. For sake of argument, 6 million spread amongst 5 families. It's like $1 million and some change each, whatever. So, anyways,
I have a story about that.
Oh yeah,
just after.
Okay. Well, anyways, they all got together and they moved away, and later on, my brother's godfather bought one of the houses or whatever, so he lives up the street. So the neighborhood changed, but it didn't.
Did he die?
I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, he's dead to me. We got in a fight last night.
Was he the same age as us?
He's the same age as me. Yeah. Same age. But yeah, once they hit the lottery, they were out of town. So that's what happened to him.
Well,
nothing special.
I have.
He's dead. He's dead.
So I'm not gonna say any names. This kid I went to school with.
This has got to be a better story than mine.
Through grade school. They did something similar to that, right?
Something like a lottery pool?
Like a lottery pool at work. I think it was his mom. Okay? Now, he was, if I remember correctly, I don't know why that's funny. He was adopted.
Why is it funny?
Listen, because here's what happened. The guy, not his dad, but whatever.
His adopted father.
Yes. The dad and the mom didn't think they could have kids. Okay?
That old stuff.
Yeah. Adopts him, and then they have a son.
That they love more.
Most likely.
Yeah.
So, they hit the lottery, and then they live back in a new development. Like they had a new house, brand new house, just built, pool, in-ground pool, the whole, the whole 9 yards. We used to go over there, and we used to run through the sewer. It was at, what was it? Development right in the backyard of that development, or front, I should say, front yard, backyard, across the street,
like across from
like Farmore,
like where Matthews Road is. You keep going a couple blocks, and then backward, like just before Poland Village starts.
Yeah,
like okay,
back in there, way back. Island Drive.
Yeah, where
taking
traffic
right
used to live.
So if you're going away from traffic in town,
yeah,
you get to the stop sign. You can't go left; it's like a dead end.
Yeah, you go toward. It's like a running path.
Go straight.
Okay, you go straight. Yeah, I know where you're talking.
Go straight.
Yeah,
and then you go down. It was a new development. That ends by like mid '90s. Yes.
Yeah.
They had big ass pipes and shit.
Yeah, like 8-foot sewer.
Yes. So we used to go running around in there.
As kids do.
As kids do. Now, so
this kid's family hits the lottery, they buy a house, and then
and now not only did they hit the lottery, but they were like real uppity about it.
Oh sure. Like they accomplished something.
Correct. Nice people. Don't get me wrong. Years later, I find out that the dad tried to kill the mother. He's running after her with a hammer. And beating her.
Nice people. Nice people. Alright, so the dad's attempting to murder the mother with a hammer.
But I felt bad. Because I know at school we used to have the Indian days or whatever the fuck. I don't know. They'd bring this Indian and he'd set up a teepee in the back lot. And for a whole week, he'd give seminars or whatever during school. And then
we had something like that.
That weekend, we had like a festival.
Yeah, one year we had an Inuit guy come and he taught us how to make yourself look big and scare bears away.
Okay, well, I don't know if he was an Inuit.
Well, we had Native American.
He looked whiter than me.
Yeah, we had Native American week.
So much so that one of the dads of one of the kids in my class, who was Italian, got in the Indian's face and was calling him all kinds of names and like he was full of shit and he's a ripoff and all this bullshit, Yeah. Anyways, because of that, now this kid, and the reason I'll bring it all together here, because I felt bad for this kid because of what we used to do to him.
The guy whose dad was chasing mom with the hammer.
Correct.
Okay. Correct.
Because on that, I remember on the Indian week, we'd go out at lunch, at the recess.
Yeah.
And we would chase his big ass around. He was a buffalo.
And we would. You had a buffalo hunt with the big kid who was adopted.
Yes. Whose mom later got almost killed by his dad with a ball-peen hammer. Now, that's not the worst thing. That's not the worst thing that happened. So, in my basement growing up, before we had the addition on the back of it, right, what is today underneath the stairs where you'd go into the new addition underneath, that was a wall. So underneath the stairs we had a light, and we used to unscrew the light a little bit, and it would flicker on and off.
Yeah.
And we didn't know when the light was going to come back on. So it'd be dark, and all of a sudden flash back, right? So me and a couple of guys, you know them, we'd be over my house. Him, Jouk, would be...
Oh, yeah, okay. Good pig Latin. Just say Jim. Just say Jim and Ryan and Ryan.
Yeah, Rob.
And Rob. Okay.
We'd make this fat motherfucker stand underneath that light. Okay? And we had rags. And we wet the rags. It's so bad. And when we could not move when it was dark. But when the light flickered, we'd all rush in and rat tail his ass. Until he would scream bloody murder. Because we said that's what he had to do, and that's what he was going to do. Yes.
Was he mentally impaired?
No, but
are you sure?
Cause problem. This is the same kid.
So he did that to be liked.
We had a summer, we had a summer concert one time, and I remember this like it was yesterday. Right? We used to get pepperoni rolls on Fridays.
Right.
He ate about 17 fucking things, right?
How big was this guy?
Big. He's big. Huge. Bigger than Big Joe.
What grade was this?
This was probably, I want to say 5th or 6th grade.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So basically being neglected by his parents for love and replaced by a biological child.
Yes.
He would do just about anything to find comfort and fit in, huh?
Yes.
So he'd eat himself fat and then
Yeah.
he'd let you guys whip him and hunt him like a buffalo.
And he'd get angry, but he was too fucking slow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you could just scamper away, talk shit.
Oh, man. The 90s.
But you know what? You'd go over his house because he had all the good shit.
Yeah, because he had a pool and a freaking
But
Super
he had
Nintendo.
like Super Nintendo and the Neo Geo or whatever the fuck that was, 16. What was that?
Playing Bonk's Adventure on the
Yeah,
Neo Geo.
yes. Yeah, he had Panasonic 3DO and shit, you know. So I remember he ate like, I don't know.
So he ate a bunch of pepperoni.
He ate a bunch of them.
All right. What did he puke?
And the reason we know this is because we were talking shit to him in the cafeteria, which was /cafeteria/gym.
So he's
church.
eating these inside of the cafeteria in front of people.
Oh yeah.
Just unabashed.
Oh
just
yeah.
wolfing them down.
Just wolfing them down. So you know, as kids are, we're like, you fat.
Yeah, you think I would break them of sucking eggs right there?
No. So I remember
We used to shame people for behavior modification rather than giving them Ritalin and putting them in psychiatric wards.
We had a summer concert that night, Friday night. So after school, then you come back 2 hours later, and you know, 4th grade sings and 5th grade sings and 6th grade.
Okay, so
recital, whatever.
Oh, I got you.
So we go in, and we're all waiting in the classroom, and Jim punches this kid in the stomach. He throws up all orange.
Oh, I know the orange.
All orange everywhere. And it's projectile vomit. I think it hit right now in the face.
I'll blank that out. It's a public figure, man.
Who abruptly turned around and started screaming.
So abuse begetting abuse.
Yeah. And he wasn't in our recital, of course.
Well, yeah.
And he left the next year. I think he went to Boardman.
I wonder why.
Good times, though.
Yeah, probably because he went home and cried every night to his parents.
But then,
his parents were like, we got enough money to send you.
But then in the news, years later, in the news, the father went after the mother with a ball-peen hammer. Hit her a couple times. Like Paul Pelosi shit. Like whacking her.
With the intent.
Oh,
So whatever happened to the old man? Did
I have no idea.
You think
He's
he
probably in
got sent
prison.
up? Probably got sent up.
Yeah, absolutely. Almost killed her.
Think he's
Then they lost the house. And
Oh.
now they're poor.
So
And you got 2 nickels to rub together.
So she's single.
I think she passed away, actually.
Oh man, speaking of the dead.
The ball peen didn't get her.
Yeah, shame.
Cancer did.
Good lord.
I
thought
think
you said this was going to be a good story, man.
No, I'm just telling you, like that shit happened.
Yeah. I
You
remember.
remember Gang Week and
Oh yeah. Well, let's pause there. Cut. That's what I do now. Mark. But yeah, we used to have all kinds of different programs in school. Let me just stop that.
right.
So I could start a new video.